Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a set of tools for players of dulcimers, and what we're up to now is the chord chart, and we've got to draw some notes on the strings. All right, we left off with a failing test, so we're trying to calculate the distance from a note up to another note. And clearly, a note to itself is 0, and then if the note is we've got the notes listed in order C through G, C through B, and if you're counting up, so if you're down at D and you count up to A, we count that correctly. But if you're counting down, like from A, well, if you're counting up but you wrap around, we don't do it correctly. So we get -7 instead. All right, and so the effect is if you're counting up and it's a note that's before you, let's get the notes up there. So if you're starting on this end and you count towards this way, well, this one's higher and everything works out right. If you start here and you count up from here, well, you have to go backwards, so you get the negative, and we've got to scale that up. Okay, so let's do it like this. Okay, if the result is less than 0, that means we've wrapped around, so we've got to add self note names count. Plus equals, and then I'm using that, just I don't expect the notes to change, but it's kind of consistent. Okay, so if it's less than 0, add the 12 to it, so we got -5. What was that, -5 or -7? We got -7. And if you add 12, you get 5. And it's 12 because there's 12 semitones in a scale or an octave. Okay, so this should pass. And you never have to worry about going up, like it can't wrap around twice, because they have to start on one of those 12 positions, so there's no risk of that. Oh, still installing. Okay. And the reason we want this function in the first place is we're working from a string with a given note, and we need to know how many frets up to the note we're asking about. And I don't know, we kind of have to find out if the fret, if the note is in there, period. I don't know. We'll see where we go. Okay, so oops. Okay, so, well, where's the fretboard view? This guy. All right, so somehow this thing, it draws the horizontal lines for the strings, the vertical lines for the frets, and the symbols at the top, and we're putting in something to draw chord notes. I mean, gosh, it just feels like there's a lot of stuff going on that's not the actual drawing. I just don't know. All right, well, we started doing this. If you want to draw the notes, draw each for each string. We're going to find the notes for each, and then I guess we're saying take the notes of the chord and draw that note. We're not distinguishing the shapes yet. Draw that note on this string. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know, string a number or a note name. Okay. Well, I don't know. It feels like we're Okay, so this is really draw all the chord notes, all the occurrences of that note on this string, and I guess we got to do something to ask the fretboard about it. All right, draw chord note. We get the fretboard positions for note. Is that working yet? No. Okay, I think that's where we're going next. So fretboard. We got a fretboard. I think we disabled that test. Okay, let's see if we can make this test pass now. Okay, do we know the chromatic positions for a note? So given a fretboard, we'll ask for the note D on the string D, and our fretboard has 0 through 7, 0 and 7. It has 0 through 10, and 0 and 7 are the Ds. And we want to get those positions back so we can draw at chromatic positions, which 7 is not right then. It should be 12. Okay, so it's the 7th note counting letters, but it's not the 7th chromatic note, worrying about the sharps and flats. Okay. Well, this is going to fail. Pretty clearly. All right, do we have positions? We just returned a 1, I think. We just looked at it. Okay. All right, so while that runs, what we're going to do is hopefully place a circle at each one of the notes in our chord without distinguishing where they come from or any of that. Okay, so the test failed. That's a good thing, or an expected thing anyway. Okay, we got back a 1, yeah. All right, so I think what we have to do, well, can we get there from the note name to the note name? Not really. I don't know. I'm worrying that we've got too many things going on. Well, I suspect this one could call this one too, but yeah, so do we have the information we need? I'm not sure we do. We got note name. Okay, so this is our string note, so D string, and then the note name. Well, nobody here knows note names, do they? Well, I guess this does, but that's not going to help us. String note plus fret index. Okay, I mean, I guess that part helps us. String note plus fret index, well, we could look at it and say, well, no, I guess if we took our distance up to string up to note, that will give us a step count, and then we can decide if one of these notes has that step count. One of these frets has that step count, and or which ones of these frets have that step count. Right, so can we get the count? Yeah, the distance up to gives us an int, the count of half steps, and then we have to find guess we have to find that count and then see if x and x plus 12 are in there. And if so, return those fret numbers. Is that what it's returning? Is a set event? No? Yeah. Array event. Okay. All right. So I guess let's calculate that distance. We know how to do that. All right. So chromatic steps equals string dot distance up to note. Okay. And then we're going to, well, it may or may not be in there, but let's look for it. Frets dot find filter first index where? First index of fret? No. Fret where? Fret. Okay, let's do first index where. Let's see, this one, that one's up closer. Okay, so we can say where first index where fret dot whatever that first field is, index. I don't really like that word, but okay. Okay, if fret index equals chromatic steps. Okay, let index, let fret equals that. Okay, so the first fret where his index equals the chromatic steps. Okay, if that fret is null, and then we're just going to return an empty list, so it wasn't found. So if we searched for D sharp on the D string, that's a 1, but there is no 1. So to go through this, it won't find it. Okay, and then if it does find it, well, let's return that much for now. Okay, so we'll return fret bang dot index. Okay, so that's the position of that fret. Okay, let's see if that works. Oops, apparently not. Array fret. Fret is a fret, right? Array of fret dot index. Oh, it's the position. Okay, so let's do frets dot fret and his index. Okay, that's why I'm not liking index, because his index is not really, I mean, the words I want don't exist. I mean, that, let's see, string tuning without an index test. No, I think the tuning is implicit. So because we're starting from basically the distance is always going to be the string, which is the starting point, and then counting up however far it needs to find that note. So, well, this test won't matter because it's D finding D, but he'll count up, the distance will be 0. He'll say, is there a fret 0? Yes, there is. what's its index, that first numeric column there, and that's what we return. Okay, so yeah, it won't as long as we covered the wrapping, which we did, we're good. We covered a distance of 0, a distance moving up, a distance moving around the corner, and that's pretty much the only cases. Okay, this. Now, I think it'll get one of the numbers we want, but not the other. So we'll get the 0, but not the 12. Okay, let's make sure that's a true statement. Expected 0, 12, got 0. Okay, so we found the first one. I can do this better, I think. I mean, I think I want to find everybody. Let's see if that's feasible. Indices of where almost match the predicate. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's change that to that indices. So we want the list of indices. So what's he gonna return? Range set, array of fret of index. Okay, so he's a set. Okay. Right. So let's take the set, and it's really 0.index mod note name dot note names dot count. I don't know if that's getting too awkward, but we want the ones that 0, 12, and so on. You know, they can be 12 apart, as long as their modulo works out to the right index. Okay, so this, let's try to make a little pipeline. Okay, frets.indices. Okay, now we have a set of those. What's the matter? These squares only available. Okay. Okay, and I'm trying to keep it back a number because I want to keep it running on older ones if I can. Okay, so let me undo. Okay, and let's do it with a filter instead. Let's take frets.enumerated so we can get the index as well. Frets.enumerated dot filter, and this is $0 dot. Well, let's do the same. Let's keep this for now. Okay, so if we filter out those that have the right thing, okay, that seems like a promising start. This is N and fret in fret dot index equals chromatic steps. Okay, so we're getting well, do I even want to do that? I might just want to do the positions. Okay, if I've got the indexes, I've got the n fret pairs in this. All right, and I want to. What do I want to do them? Well, I guess I want to map them to this. I think I can leave off the parens, but this is N. Okay, so mapping it, all right. I think this goes away. So I think we're just returning this. Okay, so we're gonna get the distance. Maybe distance is as good a name as any. Okay, so I think I can just say frets. I think I could say 1 up to frets dot count. I don't need to enumerate it anymore, and I'm just getting the index. This is fret sub $0 dot index equals distance. We'll get to the wraparound in a minute. Then we're going to map to fret sub $0 dot index. So that's not right. Okay, so walk through all the frets. Keep the ones that have the right distance and map them from the position to the actual index, the first number in the fret. Okay, and then the thing we said to do with this was mod note name dot note names dot count. Okay. And we know they're in ascending order because the range puts them that way. We don't have to worry about the set like we did a minute ago. I could probably reverse those maps too, or the map and the filter. Oh, okay. We just got 12. That I did not expect. Okay, let's start with 0 since that's where these do. Okay, Yeah. TDD to help with silly mistakes as well as other things. Okay, let's move this. I'll refactor a little. So if I map this thing first, I'm gonna take the count. I'm basically gonna convert the frets to their indexes, and since that's what I want here, this will become $0 percent note name, and maybe this is a constant too. I don't know. I don't want to put it everywhere, but it's I think this thing of calling it distance is kind of right. Let's call it half steps. Oops. Half steps. Okay, and then this is really half steps per octave, and I think I almost okay, and then what to say self-dot. Okay, and then, okay. Yeah, I think that should be the same. Exactly. I mean, it's as near to globally true as I can get on this one, I think. But I'll at least keep it in here. But it's kind of the same knowledge we have in note names of the 12 note names, at least sharp-based note names. It's one of those. It's those things in music. It's just my daughter was complaining about this too. It's like we call them half steps. Well, the half steps work out fine because they all come out the same. You know, they're all the same size and everything. When you have the keys on a piano, you know, they represent the white keys to represent different numbers of black keys between them and the previous key. You know, so there either is one or isn't one. So they vary in their sound width. But it's like, why couldn't we just call those the steps, and then, you know, and let the other ones be something different. And then the other one that gets us is when you're talking about intervals, the interval from C to E, C D E, is the third because it's the third note going from C. But really, this is a distance, and if you're counting in terms of scale steps, you know, it's a distance of 2 higher. You know, so we've got kind of an off by 1 error, basically because 0 wasn't in common use when they started defining these things, you know. So they invented that before 0 and didn't think of it as a distance in quite the same way, you know. Like, how do you talk about a distance from a thing to itself? It doesn't mean anything. But I had somebody who told me they didn't believe in negative numbers, you know. It's like, well, what happens when you spend more than your checkbook has, you know? It's like, you got to worry about this stuff sometimes. All right. So I think with this, we can answer the question, given a string and given a note, where should we draw our frets, our markers? Basically, it's our finger dots. And I think that's the key question we need for fretboard view. wherever that got off to. Let's keep that over here today. All right. Oh, and I didn't update my to-do. Calculate drawing positions. Yes, that's what we're doing. Okay. So now, yeah. So we got our positions. Right. So I think if we run, we'll get these messages. And hopefully we get the right number of them. I mean, I think it should come through and say draw D, draw E, draw F, draw F sharp, draw G, and so on. And tell us the string positions and get it all. But we'll see. Oh, there it goes. Okay, and something. Oh, we don't attempt to draw them yet. Okay. Yeah, so we really want a fretboard for each one of these categories. I don't know, this is sounding like a lot of stuff to look at. But that's here. So we have the description here. If it has the chord of this quality, then yes, we want to draw the scroll board too. And I think we'll keep the same stuff here, but oh, now this is the bad part. What chord should we use? Well, we don't know. Okay, let's see if chart can tell us that yet. I think we may be able to. Here's chord tone, chord chart. Okay, he has chords for. Well, he can get notes for. Okay, so we can ask him for notes for the chord root of quality, and get the chord, and that's the thing we need to draw with. Okay. No, yeah. Okay, so the chord is chart dot notes for note dot name note and quality dot quality quality. I think I got an extra parameter name in there. Okay, and let's spread that out a little. Okay, notes for note and quality. Okay, and we know the chord exists, or we know it has the right notes, so it can draw this chord. And let's try. Oh yeah, they're definitely other scales. This is definitely 12-note Western scale. I mean, I guess you can use pentatonic because we use those. I mean, there are jazz scales that don't do things the same. Oh, come on. Like there's one that's, well, there's 3 variations of one that goes whole step, half step, all the way up. There's a whole tone scale that's all whole tones, no sharps or flats. So yeah, they definitely occur. Indian music, continent India has I forget what they use. They might use quarter notes too, but it might be something different. But they have a lot of scales too. Okay, this is a message I'm coming to hate. The problem was it added this. Okay, but, well, I guess let's extract this H stack out. Will you make a method? No. How about a subview? No. Why are you not a subview? Huh, this is so weird. I guess he's just so caught up in it he can't figure it out. Normally this should say, hey, you want the subview? Okay, so I'm going to extract it. And this is a one chord view. And I know we're going to need parameters. Will be a view, and I'll have a var body of some view, and that. Okay, so we'll need note, we need quality, we need chart, fretboard, and tuning. Good grief. Now maybe we just need chart. We need note and quality. But chart knows the fretboard and it knows the tuning, right? So I think, let's pull him a little over too. Yeah, we can, he wraps those things together. So let's do that. So var chart of chord chart, var note of note name, var quality of chord quality. Okay, and this is chart.fretboard. I don't know why. No, I would think, I mean, we extracted other views that were this complicated earlier, but I think when it's got this compiler can't part in, you know, it's too tricky for the compiler, then it doesn't know how to do the extract either. Extraneous label quality. Okay, I thought that was extraneous before. I guess it was too complicated. Maybe that's what made it too complicated. Cannot convert chord quality to expected type binding of C. Note of quality. I don't think this is the worst thing to extract, though. I mean, that's kind of one chord's stuff. These two are, oh, that should be VStack. Let's put this in a VStack. Close off the H stack and let the fret body close off the VStack. Make sure that's the VStack. Okay. Yeah. Oh no! I had a single block because I had the H stack with its block, but I had that mistake here where I said quality colon. Maybe that was what tipped it over to not knowing how to parse the whole thing. But yeah, a little annoying, but not. The views should be smaller, and I tend to make them too big, so I guess I'm okay with the push. Hey, now that's looking like something. Okay, so, oh, and we have a bunch of, yeah, here we go, a bunch of these. So, 2, note name 2. So this is D, draw D on at one of them's the string, I'm not sure, draw the note on the string at 0 and 12. And then position 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't sound right. Note name 9 at 7. Okay, at 12, at 4. Okay, we're drawing something at 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 0, 2, 4 are the notes we should have. So if this is 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back around to the octave there, and then it should be able to do 9, but not beyond. Okay, so 0, 12, 4, 16. So there's the F sharp, and then here's the A. It's only once. Okay, and then position 2 on note name. I'm imagining that's the next string, but we have a bunch of them, so this is promising. All right. That's really promising to me because it's saying that everybody's trying to draw notes now, and at least the first one, the positions looked plausible. So let's see what we have to do. So now we're into drawing. Yeah, I think. I may try harder on these drawings to put some tests in around them. It's tricky. But the actual draw step, I mean, that's the only piece we have to replace to do the test. And, if it appends strings like this, we can test them if we pass in a method to do the actual drawing. So, yeah. All right. So I guess what I want to do is draw a circle at that position. And we're interpreting it as a note, but it's just a circle drawn at that position. Okay, and then the size, I think somewhere we defined font size. I suspect the radius is half that to be kind of reasonable. Although maybe it's not I don't know. I mean, if the distance across the circle is more or less the distance of the symbol, that seems about right. All right, and then we need to make a path, or, well, we need to draw a circle. Can I do that with context draw? I don't know. Image, text, symbol. I guess not. Okay, so, oh, no, it does let us do this. Okay. The distance between strings. I think it's basically drawing at the top, the middle, and the bottom of whatever you gave it, minus some offset. So I think it's around 30 pixels, 30, 35 maybe. Well, I think we gave it 100. So from here to here is 100 minus the 12 here minus the little space here divided by 3 gives us that. It's basically the same computation. Oh, well, we pulled it out to string shape. Yeah, so string shape, we got to find how that gets set. Oh, it comes in the rectangle. We just gave it whatever it came to. Okay. I have no doubt we will be off a little bit, whatever variation of stuff I do for this. But let's say circle dot frame with I'm gonna say font size for now, and dot foreground color. Whoops. Foreground style is the more accepted one now, I think. Yeah, I mean that will be, we have to do some offsetting. But that depends what context we pass, what rectangle we passed in here. Did we pass it before or after the offsets for the symbols? So we'll have to pay attention. Okay, and then I think this is just going to be accent. Okay, so let's spread that out a little. Okay, so draw a circle. Oh, interesting. So this one could draw a text. Huh. Well, we can make a path if that helps. Context.draw. Context.fill. Okay. Fill path. Okay, and the path is going to be path dot circle. No. Path dot. Added rounded rect in this with well, I think this is going to be let's try it. Corner size CG size dot 0. I assume will give us a circle, and then can I convert value of type blank to expected argument type path? Okay, well, just do a quick search for. Imagine someone's done this for me. Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do. Need some offset to make the first circle fit inside the rectangle. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we need to leave some. We'll probably need a little more border amount of shape on our thing. But, okay. Fill expects 3 separate arguments. Fill something with something. Style something. Okay. Core graphics. There's all these different ways. Like, how many ways can you draw a circle? Should I mention path? I mean, my real question is how to draw a circle in CG, in path. Well, it's context. Canvas, whoops. That's, I gotta say Swift UI. Okay, I'll just do this. Okay, good enough. Custom circles a shape. It seems okay. With style, fill style. Do I have to put those arguments? No. Let's just leave them out and see what it does. No. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I can't put a Swift UI view like I did here, but I think Draw takes a text as one of its things, so maybe that's what the difference is. I don't know. That's not working. Graphics, context shading. Oh, dot color. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see if we get anything. I think the path is going to be way off. I think we're going to get a very large circle drawn there. Yeah. Well, the good news is the ellipse seems to fit its size. Okay, so yeah, it's well, I guess our fretboards, we put a width on them with rectangle. Yeah. Okay, so I think I need an offset. I need a rectangle and an offset. So the rectangle, and I'm also going to need to know which string number we're on, otherwise I can't do it. Let's make this CG rect XY. Okay. 0, 0 with font size, height, font size. Really? Okay. So I'm expecting a small circle all drawn at the far top left. But I think I need to, well, we need to offset this by position. We can do something. Okay, that's a start. I think that green's a little bit obnoxious there, but maybe it'll look better on top of the pink. I must not be using the same green here. Okay, so X is fine. I think the offset is 2 times the font size. Yeah. Well, I think that's kind of what I'm doing, but well, I don't know if I can do an offset. Let's try that. Dot offset by, okay, dx is going to be something about the position, and we calculated the rectangle width. Where'd that go? Yeah, this kind of thing. Okay, we're due for refactoring on this for sure, but CG float of position times rectangle width divided by fretboard size. Okay. dy, let's just make this 0 for now. Oh no, let's make it 2 times font size. Okay. And then the color, well, accent color 2 does look like palette middle color. Okay. Yeah, I will let that go. The color is the last, the least important problem we have here. Okay. Right. And the circle's not bad sized. If I can get him positioned. I think I have to do a little more X offset. This computation we've done too much, so it's definitely a candidate to refactor. Did I say run? Here we go. Hey, that's promising. Okay. I guess my Y offset can be 1 for now. 0, 2, 3. Okay, so 0, 2, 4, 7 is the D. 3. Sorry. 0, 2, 4, 7 is D, F sharp, A. Oh, I think I'm not doing vertical. So on this string, it's D, it's 3, 5, 10. 3, 5, 7, 10. A's in there. Okay. Right. So this thing clearly can't know the string. He's got the name, but he doesn't have the position. All right, so let's get what we can. So I think I went down 2. I think if I went up 1, I might be spot on where I want, right on the middle, centered on the line. Maybe we'll have to bump a little more room for the symbols. Okay, so instead of 2 times font size, let's just do font size. All right. The horizontal position is pretty good. I'd say it's a hair to the right of where I'd like it. I don't know if I can I zoom something out? Well, I mean, I can. It clearly seems to me that the distance. This is not centered on this line. It's a little bit heavy on the right. That's a little off. But so let me put -2. And I'm not sure what that 2 is. If 2's right. Okay, and all right, let's roll with this for a moment. Okay. Well, 2 is clearly too much. Y went down, I would say. Try that. And that. Yeah. Ugh. We did some offset, yeah. So, well, that's the offset. I don't know if that's the symbols or something else. Why is this black mode now? Okay. Oh, that's just not. Okay, so maybe font size is not the right thing. We are a little cut off on the left, so we will have to offset that some more. But I think this looks right from a centering point of view, vertically or horizontally across its fret. That seems pretty close to me. Boy, these guys are just a little... on the y-axis, 1.5 times font size is too much. 1.5 left it in there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a good intuition on what that distance is. I mean, it should be a function of this, the width and height, I would think. If we do 0, we're overwriting these. These have 2 different greens. I like that one better too. At least on this brown. It was okay for the text. Well, I don't. This is estimated, not principled. Okay, but yeah, we need to figure out these offsets. And this should all be pixel stuff, so I'm not sure. It shouldn't be as hard. And this is just me estimating. I mean, it's not a bad estimate. It looked like it go up a hair. But that's not a bad first approximation. Okay, I'll try that. But I think the real thing is we need to, let's get the strings involved. Okay, so the person calling draw chord note Do they know the strings? Tuning. Fretboard tuning. Is there a way to change the origin of the circle? Well, I'm not quite sure. The I believe. So when you say the origin, are you talking about the top left or the center? I mean, I believe we're just putting in the rectangle to say. Oh no, this. Let's do this. Okay, so this 00 width and height font size, that's defining the bounding box of the circle, and it gets drawn centered inside that. It doesn't look smushed on the edges to me. Yeah, I think those are real circles. Based on that bounding box. I mean, that width and height are, it's all square. So I believe what I'm doing here then is giving it the right box to draw into, because that's the right size, and then I'm trying to place that box based on the position, based on the width. So the width times the position in effect. And the Y, I'm not sure why that's 0.2, and I think I'm just estimating numbers, not systematically deriving it, if you know what I mean. So this, I tried moving the -1 in. Let's get the string numbers in here too. Okay, so it should be centered. It should be centered over the fret, and either at the top of the strings, the middle, or the bottom. So centered at those. So I may need more bounding box around it to give it room for the bottom of the circle. It looks like the left's a little bit cut off. Actually, I should also put DAD on the side here, I think, if that's the tuning. But yeah, I think this 1.2 times font size, I mean, it's really going to be like font size plus some other offset we did. I don't know why this is offset 8. Oh, we did inset 5 and down 20. So down 20, no, that goes to the rect. I'm not sure. Okay, let's get the string numbers in there. Draw a chord note. So let's take tuning dot enumerated. Sorry, that's tuning dot strings dot enumerated dot for each. Okay, and he's got the N and the string in. Call it the string row, string index. String in this. All right. Now chord note. I guess I want the string index. And that. All right. Now draw chord note needs to take the string index. That. Okay. And then his Y offset. How are we doing that? I guess they were doing that in here. It's the mid. Well, it's really rect dot height divided by 3 times the string index. Okay, something like that. Yeah, that may be more like it. Yeah, I think 1.2 is not really it. Oh, this has to be a double or CG float. Yeah. Extra argument. Oh, plus that. Okay, let's see what it does. Yeah, we'll work on that. I think like the 5.0, if that's the vertical offset or the whatever it is, we need to make constants for that and get these things. Hey, now this is coming. Okay. So the height is not right. The first one looks pretty good. I can't tell if that circle's a little chopped off on the left though. And the right maybe. What can I do? Well, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay on the, well, it might be a little smushed. Kind of your whole fear before, I think, is legit. Okay, it's certainly chopped off on the left. But I took the height. I mean, if that 1.2 thing corresponds to kind of this much, I guess if it's placing it to the origin there, it constitutes the label plus the padding on the label, and then minus some fraction of the distance of this thing. But I think I've got the wrong rectangle height. The shape is right, okay, because this is 0, 0, 0, 2 is the standard chord, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 7. You know, it's approximately that. But it seems like I'm dividing a rectangle that's too small. Half the font size is 6. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I mean I think one thing is I think this line on the left where it's chopped off is the whole top level inset. So let's find that. This inset. So 5 is not enough for this, I think. I'm going to put 8, and then we're going to name these things. I don't know. This thing is getting out of hand. I mean, we're closing in, but like, why the rectangle? I got the rectangle size height divided by 3. It seems like the height should be consistent. Okay, I did not fix the smushiness. All right, okay, and this is, don't take minor tweaky stuff when you're doing this, trying to figure out which thing's controlling what. Now I had thought this 20 was to give room for the symbols, but I'm not believing it. Oh, we're not considering that. Okay, so the effect was we moved the fretboard in, but we didn't move the symbols or the dots. Rect. They're all drawing into rect. Nobody's doing it into the size. Why? Both the strings and the frets moved. Okay, so they're immune to this. String shapes, path, and rectangle. Yeah, I mean, that's the one you'd expect. Frets go from rectangle. X is rectangle min X. Plus fret distance. Have I somehow ignored? Yeah, I think when they inset, they're changing the min X maybe. Okay, so the symbols did not offset. Font size divided by 2. Okay, so I think this is, let's do rectangle.min X plus that. Okay. So it may make something go too far. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. It's better horizontally. It's still offset some. It's too much down. Well, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I've left off some min Y's or something here, I think. So I think that first string, his dots are, we've somehow mucked up that 20. All right. I mean, you're supposed to use the whole the rectangle you're given with min X, min Y. So I think when you do inset by, if you've got a 0, 100 and you inset it by 10, I think it changes it to 10, 10, and then a width of 90, width and height of 90. So you have to be careful on these things with that. But we got the X's almost right. Okay, so they're rect min X plus this, and then that. And I think they do need an offset. So I somehow feel like they should be offset by half their width. Okay, so rect.min X I think is right, because that left side is now blank over this much. And it probably isn't too much when I start writing DAD in there, but this, yeah, I think if I did half the distance over, it would be better. So let's take this minus font size divided by 2.0, and then I'm going to fix these font sizes in a minute. Font size divided by 2.0. Okay. His splitting is a little weird. Okay. Okay. So take the minimum X, scooch it left by half the width. So we're trying to get the ball on top of the line. And then take into account the fretboard width. And I think rectangle width is correct there. If you adjust the repetition now, it will follow the rectangle. Okay. Rect min y plus rectangle height. I just don't know on this height thing. And I can't tell. I guess that looks symmetric up and down, like that's thirds. Okay. Let's see if we get the X's right. This tweaky stuff. Yeah, maybe I should see if the preview would kick in. This isn't a view. Well, this is a view. What do we give it the fretboard, the coordinate tuning? Give it a lot of stuff. Okay, that looks pretty good to my eye. All right, let's zoom in. Okay, they're a little flattened, which we can fix. But they look very centered, pretty centered. Yeah, I think that's right for the X, and that feels like the formula feels right to me because we're computing it in terms of the minimum rectangle, so that's the space to our left and right, and then the font size was because that's the width of the circle, the dot, and that puts it pretty darn close. I mean, I keep thinking, oh, it should go a hair to the left, and then it's like, no, it should go a hair to the right. So I guess it's in the middle. And this one's on the line, so it's getting to the maximum width or maximum height. This is not. It's too small, but if I subtract something, it could be a little bit of an illusion. But well, I don't think it's. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, to me, there's a light gray, a light green square there, so they've got a little transparency around it. Maybe that's okay. And they have a little transparency around the brown too. But that's what makes it look a little flat to me. It's got 3 pixels in a row that are the same. But, all right. Now, why is our height wrong? Okay, fret distance equals that. Oh, that's not the right one. But that seems like a good thing to do here. Rectangle width divided by fretboard size. That is fret distance there. Okay, so this one is min y. I'm going to pull this up. Well, maybe I should take that out completely for the moment. Rect.min y plus CG float index rect height. I'm gonna, okay, let's do string distance. Yeah, it could be. I mean, okay, so minimum y. But what makes me feel funny is the height here doesn't subtract off min y. It feels like it should. Should be the string distance take away half the font size. Yeah. We should have to offset it by half the font size for the same reason we did here. Okay. Let's what do we call that? That's not the radius, that's the, what's the other one? It's not the circumference, it's not the radius, it's the diameter. Okay, let's define that too. Font size divided by 2.0. Okay, and now let's put those in here. Oh, font size. I just want to keep consistent. It's no longer about fonts, so let's not call it font size. Give me a half a chance here. Divided by 2, so the radius, and then this should be plus diameter divided by 2, right? Because y goes down the screen, so for bizarre reasons. It's like music, you know. They did all this stuff without zeros, and then the screen stuff, they went all over the place as to far where 0 is at the top, the bottom, the left, the right, you know. And they don't have consistent decisions based on across everything, so I don't know. But I saw somebody complaining that 0 degrees was to the far left, which is very standard mathematically. All right. So, well, this is better looking if it's not, even if it's not right. Let's see if it looks better on the screen. Yeah, this offset is supposed to be to get the circle centered on the line, not just touching above it, I guess, or below it. No. Something's wrong. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Well, he's just not spread out enough. Yeah, the horizontal, well, the string numbers, symbols aren't right, but the placement of the dots looks really good. Okay, and I can see this chord, the 7th chord, it's got this is a C, and so it's D, C, and F sharp here at fret 2. And these are okay. E major. Yeah, so E, there's no G sharp, B, E, E, A, G sharp, no, E, B, G sharp. Wait, that can't be right. Oh, B is 1. Back to E, and that's the G sharp. Okay, so, so the width is just wrong. Well, okay, it means our starting point is wrong and our width is wrong, our string width. Did we scale the fretboard? I don't think so. So the frets, no, we want the strings. Well, let's print the rectangle here. And we'll do it again and make sure we're getting the same rectangle when we draw this. Okay. This is... But if we go here, he does min x, min y, max x, max y. You know, he's doing the mids and the, so y goes min y, mid y, max y, whatever that value is coming in. And I'm a little worried about where this. So his rectangle must be this. That's all I can figure because he's drawing from min x, min y. And maybe these guys are just ignoring that and getting by with it. Okay. Because they're ignoring it. Well, let's fix the symbols for a moment here. Okay. So the x is offset. Right. So I think this needs to be rect.min x plus whatever offset plus that. Okay, let's take a look and see if we get the symbols a little closer. But they're not drawing, yeah, so they're ignoring the inset basically. We can see that. So this thing does dy20, so our fretboard is drawing inside, it's drawing from the min x, which is the outer fretboard plus 20. Okay, well that's closer. It's got to be kind of minus something. It looks like -1. Okay. But now they're taking that into account. Okay, and so y8. This is drawing inside the inset. This one offset font size is 2. Let me take that offset off. Yeah, what seems weird to me, I'm going to the other one. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. Okay, that's a good sign. But I think it feels like what this rectangle is, right? It's smaller than the one we're drawing in here. But I ought to be taking into account the min y, which is 20, but I don't, and so I should be dividing a bigger number. So I don't know. I just know we're due for a break. Let's take a break. We're making progress. I mean, it's a little slow, but we'll get there. All right, so 3 or 4 minutes. All right, welcome back. Okay, so we want to know why this distance is not spread out enough. Okay, so we did put the prints in here. Let's see what they say. Okay, so the strings, they're starting at 1820, which comes from these offsets. So the inset squeezes the starting point, and then 333.60. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going. The 60 is, we said, a width of 100 somewhere. I don't know where. Let's see, content view, chord chart view. Yeah, we set the frame height to 100, so that's where the 100 comes. dy says take 20 off the top, so that's the y20, and 20 off the bottom, or yeah, so it takes twice the dy for the height. So these are 20. All right, so let's see, make sure he's drawing from min y to max y. We checked that though, I think. I mean, it looked, he's got the rectangle to 60 high, and then strings, and he uses that rectangle, min x 20, min y, or whatever it is, 6x, min y is 20. At 20 and 60 is max, so this is 20, 40, 60. All right, and now we're coming in here, chord notes. I mean, we got the same size view. Let's, I mean, I frankly don't see how string distance is not, unless I divided the wrong thing. No, I did the height. Okay, so the height is 60 divided by 3 is 20. Wait a minute. Okay, so we are offsetting min y by this. That, let's take that offset out and take that out of the equation. Okay, string index hopefully is 0, 1, or 2. Just to make sure. Okay. Yeah, should have a bad side. Yeah, that's why I'm not getting it. And if they were all, one circle width too high or one too low or something like that, I would understand completely. Well, that certainly helps. Okay, so is the string index right? 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So he's getting called 3 times. Drawing a D at position 2. Well, at 0 horizontally. Okay, so yeah, the horizontal positions are okay. String index is 0. Okay, so why is he not in the right place here? Well, that might be the half a circle difference. Maybe that should be subtracted, but yeah, that's a good question. Can move this down. But I mean, it's going to be, oh no, it's not going to be. Yeah, because I don't even understand why I don't have to do rect dot height. Oh, rect dot height is after the it's the distance from the min x, so that part seems okay. All right, string distance equals okay. So I'm gonna subtract plus this. Does that still seem... String distance ought to be 20, yes. Let's make sure. So I'm moving it up, but I'm not changing any relative positions as far as I can tell. And our rectangle is 20 at y and then height of 60. You think 20, 40, 60 would be where these things would be drawing. Okay, I think that offset is correct. Is it that it added the offset and now I have to make it up every time? Should that be in there too? Because this almost, if I moved it one circle down, he'd be pretty compellingly close. String distance is 20 pretty consistently. Okay. So this dy I mean, the dy's ought to be 20, right? According to this, because it's just the index is varying. Now, these first two, draw a note D at 0, D at 12. I think this print is no longer interesting. Okay, so we drew the D. Now we're drawing position 6. I'm a little puzzled there. 4. 4 is... I mean, 6 is... Oh, I can't do those half steps in my head. Well, 2, 4, 6, I guess 3 times 2. So, yeah, that's the third. And it's fret 4 and fret 16. Okay. Yeah, I guess I want to confirm dy is 20, but I wonder if this... Like if this times that is 20, that's 40. I almost feel like you have to get the... Sorry, the index plus that or something. All right, We'll verify that dy, but yeah, there's something wrong. dy is 54.14. $14.34.54. Okay, that seems very. That's separated by 20. Height by 2. Oh. Oh gosh. Thank you. It's like it's 2/3 the right size. Okay. Another off by 1 error. Gee, that looks pretty good. All right. Now, that looks great, actually. I mean, there's 3 strings. Who knew there were 2 spaces, you know? After I complain about people not counting distances, you know? It's... Okay. Well, I don't know why this color... What color is those symbols? Are they not being... color green. They're just using flat out green. I'm glad you're here. I could have spent another hour not noticing that. Okay. Let's take the prints out. Okay. Now, the only little thing I'm going to try here is, can I make this inset by... Let's just see how this looks. I'm trying to see if I can get rid of any corners on that thing if it's being cut off. It may be too much. That's the current. I think that looks just as cut off as the other one. Let's get it out of here. I guess it was this one. Yeah, I don't really see any. It looks a touch smaller, but it's just as much smooshed a little tiny teeny bit, and that may be unavoidable at this. Um, what's our font size? 12. I mean, would a little bigger dot might be good? Let me try that. Yeah, it may be that's all it is. And I mean, it's like I have to blow it up to this size to really tell if that's going on. Yeah, that's probably not enough to worry about. And that's a little bigger. It's starting to encroach on our symbols, but I don't think it's necessarily any better. All right, let's take that off. Okay. Strings we've left to print. Okay. Now, this is kind of a standard looking thing. I mean, if I look at people's charts, they do that. Um, I think we're going to clean up more than we add today from here out. But my intent is the root of the chord will be a circle, the third will be a triangle, and the fourth will be a square, and the seventh will be a circle with a 7 in it, or whatever shape's convenient to have a 7 in it. That, I think, that'll be an advantage. And then we need to list out these fingerings. 002 is a good fingering, and so on. Now, some people have the constellations I mentioned before, like they would draw the lines connecting the dots. Not unreasonable, but I think I'm not going to bother. Because, like, how would you know? You'd have to, like, select each chord. Like, that's a lot of work. Okay. Well, cool as far as it goes. Well, the line's a little long, yes. Now the funny thing is here. Oh no, the height is okay. I keep forgetting that the height and width already taken min y and min x. They already ignore min y min x because they're taking the reduced height. They've subtracted twice the height, twice the offset, and done that. So these should be okay. This is a lot. Yeah, D major only requires one finger. Um, G is 013, so it's a little fancier. And A, you can do 101, so you hold the one. People do kind of a pinch, at least to start, index and thumb on the ones. And the other way you can do things is you can just play chords, and you just hold your hand across all three notes. It gives you a 5 chord, so D is just open. And then if you want a G chord, you hold across 3 because 3 is G, and 4 chord is A, or 5 chord is A, is at the 4th fret, so off by 1. And so D A D, G, D, G, A, E, A, and that's enough to sound like you're playing that chord. Or at least the power chord version of it. Okay. I can't even read that dark font. I can't even read these from sitting back a little bit. At phone size, I probably could do okay. Alright, I'm going to try another little trick, though. Let's see. Let's tweak this a little and see if we can get a little room between the symbols and the dots. Yeah, that's better. I think I'm going to adopt that green, though. I mean, ugh. Like, do I have to tell you the color? And something's funny, right? Because the fretboard, does it say the color? The strings? Oh, they're using special text. Oh, they are choosing. Okay, I'm gonna use that green then. And with the symbols here, like these look so much brighter. Why is that? He's not passing anything in color-wise. Their bowl, yeah, they use green. I've changed that, so let's see if that makes a difference. I think my 6 is getting chopped a hair, maybe my 8 too. But that's the same green here and here. I guess the only difference is this has more white, or it's a very light pink, showing through than this, and it makes it register as being brighter. But, I mean, those colors, they are the same colors. They just look a little darker down here for some reason. Okay. Should win 51 be special text. Yeah, fret indices. That's the numbers. Yeah. Yeah, so fret indices are these 0 through 7. No, I don't know. The 8. So I chopped this 4. Let's make it 5. Maybe I should allow 10 instead of 8. I'm not regretting this 18. I don't know, tweak on these things. But yeah, that does not chop off, and I can still see the fingerings. Yeah. Well, I want to put the tuning in here, so we need a little room for it anyway. But let's Let's work on this though. I mean, these are sharing stuff, and yeah, you'd almost think I could combine these two to make some sort of spec, the stroke kind of thing. But okay. Well, fret distance is determined by the rectangle, and the fretboard size is coming from us. Okay, so let's, yeah, I might be able to move some things into custom circle. Well, I guess he should know. Well, no, I got to pass the path to do it. Why can't I draw the circle though? That seems weird. I mean, I'm kind of mixing and matching maybe, but I've got this context. Okay, so let me ask a Swift UI question then. Okay. Maybe that's that index counting thing that we had an example when we started. Okay. Drawing primitives. Path, ellipse in, yeah. Draw. Yeah, this resolved symbol thing. Oh, that's an image. Resolve symbol. Result text. Okay, so let's get an example of this. We had one. It might have been this guy's. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we can make a circle and do a resolve symbol. This is tagged 1, so it's ID 1 in rectangle. Yeah. Yeah, so text can be done, but you can also do, I believe, arbitrary things. Now, maybe not. Symbol. A version of an image versus a version of a symbol. And then his example, he's got a text. Resolve symbol. Yeah, I mean we've got circle. I mean we don't even need our custom circle. We just do circle. Okay, so that's context fill. Okay, so I think, well, let's try it. Where's that thing coming out of? Canvas. That's kind of annoying. I don't know. I mean, we spend these 3 lines and we spend the time doing circle with foreground color and tag. Yeah, okay. Well, let's run tests and check this in so far. So I think we're at a good point as far as like, does it function? I mean, we have a complicated pattern of dots that draw in the right positions and has a value of the rectangle and this font size thing we've chosen. That seems okay. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do. Oh, what's running tests? Sorry. Okay, now I'll do it. Let's rotate this guy. Okay. Now, that's a little better. And how am I going to do this all day? I want to look at this. I do think those dots could be a little bigger. Well, I'm planning to do different shapes. I think they'll convey it enough. I mean, it's probably a fact that for many people they will look when we have the listing 002, 234, and so on, that they will use those. Yeah, that's definitely better. You know, they'll just look down where it's not there yet, but you know, I'll have the list of these possible chord shapes, and they'll probably just pick one of those. Nothing's squished on the symbol side or the circle side, so I think we'll stay with this. I guess I should. Is that upside down? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's check this in. Okay, we draw circles for each note used in a particular chord. I've mostly stuck to the palette we have, although the font color, the green, is not one of our palette ones. Okay. And, you know, I wonder, would they look even better, bigger? You know, like, let's go to 6. That's going to be really big, but we'll chop in the middle in a second. I do wonder if this would be more legible if I put it in a white section and drew it not in pink but in black and put things on based on that. That actually is nice. I'll try the middle, but I think the 6 is actually pretty good. And then this thing. Okay, so rect out width divided by fret size is a function of rectangle, and we can ask for the fret width for rectangle. That's fine. Well, that's all right too. We'll leave it there. Okay, so let's extract out a function that is given a rectangle this is fret width, right? Is that where we're getting it? Fret distance. Yeah, I can work with that. Of rectangle gives, I'm guessing a CG float. Yeah. Okay, so fret distance is this. I don't know if I can use that same name twice. And he's returning that. I think this is the only place he uses it, so let's take it out. For frets, fret index times fret distance. Should I give it the index too, maybe? Yeah, maybe swapping the light brown in might do it. That'd be the easiest thing, wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah. Let's give a count as well. So rectangle and a count of int, and it's CG float of count times that. No, label. Okay. For indices, this is now fret distance of rectangle index. Like, oh yeah. Okay. Well, we may roll an min-x too. Okay, so fret distance. CG float. Okay. And I guess a visual inspection will tell us faster than anything. All right, let's find that brown. It's got to be on this. That's tool background. All right. Well, we don't have a lighter brown. Maybe we'll, overall background. Yeah, let's try that one. Okay, fret distances all look good, everything's fine. Okay, and then I think these things, now that I can see them all, they're all basically rect min x plus fret distance, and then this has a tweak. And this one, no, that's the chord notes. This is rect min x plus fret distance. Okay, so I'm going to call it fret position and pull in min x. Okay, so fret position. It's going to be rect min x plus this. And so this comes off. This comes off. This comes off. I think I'll move this to the end. Okay. Yeah, and this is the kind of move that I think helps a ton. Okay, so let's run. We have the lighter color in there. Maybe that'll be better. And then we'll have the same kind of formula for the Y position on the vertical, but that may not be as relevant. String shape kind of doesn't really use that. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Interesting. I mean, the numbers to me are very washed out, and maybe they're a little small. Let's find a different color. Let's use that dark color. Maybe it will pop out more with the black, or it's kind of an off black. But where my assets go? Palette dark color. Okay, and then let's see the Y position. Well, let's make a corresponding one. Private function string position. And I'm going to say index of int. Yeah. But these guys don't really need it. But this thing sure does. Well, yeah, we'll do it even though this may be the only place that cares. Okay. Whoops. I'm beginning to think this is not really a function of font size, and I think we can pull this. Actually, I think I want to make it radius. And then this is radius times 2. That I don't think made a difference. And this is radius. And you're right, yeah. Run to the wrong place. Okay. We might pull that out. Yeah, I think we will pull that out. Well, let's just say it's 16. Because I don't think it's tied to the font size per se. It's just the font size might get in the way of the other. Well, I might try back to this green. You do see less dashes. Oh, I guess that's because you have all 3 notes there. It's probably okay. He's almost surprising though, isn't he? That's standard. Yeah, let's get these colors back to our accent color. Terrible. How weird. Okay. Well, I can't use white. I've got to have something. All right, but let's undo these. I mean, I think it was okay like this. Yeah, I don't call that. I don't know. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. All right, now I guess there may be a better way to do this, but it looked like if you have to set up a separate symbol and then draw it in there and do all this anyway, I'm not sure it's really any shorter. We might be able to. Whoops. There's something funny though, because we're going to replace this with squares and triangles and stuffs. So, like, somehow we want that to be this part not to care. I guess that's the stuff we're passing to it. So we'll have to select the drawing type, but then the path statement's going to be the same. They get the same bounding box. I don't know, maybe the times 2 is not so good. Bright background and dark strings and frets. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Do we do... These guys have a light background. They just take the white. The default system white. I don't know what happens in dark mode, but that's okay. Yeah, let's okay. Calculate drawing positions, draw notes, draw tuning left of the dulcimer. I do want to do check the chords usable, string and identify chord shapes. Draw circle, triangle, square, or 7. Okay. Smaller by okay. Calculate positions, draw the dulcimer, but then let's put that in. Try right. Oops. Let me just copy and paste. Okay. Yeah, we'll pick up there tomorrow. Let's see, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. I think I'm going to be off on Thursday, though, so we'll see what we get tomorrow. But I'd like to get these shapes in and maybe start identifying the possible chord combination fingerings. So we'll see. If we don't do those this week, we'll get them next week. All right, thanks for watching today and for pitching in, Mudshark. Like I said, you certainly saved me an hour somewhere. Have a good night. Bye-bye.